Okay, welcome back to Thunderscape. So, last time we managed to go through the entire sewer section of the beneath the Radiant Citadel, and we finally found our way outside. And now we can begin to begin our way to inside the Radiant Citadel. Fighting some magic. And this is basically the mount of the Radiant Citadel. I used the handy dandy aid spell to remove the poison effect. Oh, more maggots, more fighting. Yeah, these maggots are quite resistant to blunt damage, so that's why Philo with her stick wasn't doing too much damage in them. Sword. Took damage. Pretty well. That yellow box over there on top of the character portrait, it indicates a poison, acid burning. Oh, we leveled up. Nice. Just put some more to swords and cast spells. Yeah, if I can push his cast spell skill above that 200 limit, then we'll have yet another character who can get the Raise Dead spell. Just handy. Oh, yeah, let's just keep improving. Improving axe and mace skill. Even Brazil. Yeah, everything to pole arms and spell casting. Oh. Magic barrier, I guess. Just cast the 8 spell too. Oh. Remove the ill effects of acid. Also, like one little hint is that if you're playing Thunderscape, basically combat, if you keep clicking the mouse button, it kind of is a way to speed up the attack process. Oh yeah, in Thunderscape you have to be really careful with the when you're doing jumping, because sometimes there can be issues with acceleration, which can basically insta-kill your entire team. Now there's a new if death likes to backstab, basically this likes to backstab. I mean, we have the Philo here is also a polearms user, and this Demon Slayer, this would be an excellent weapon against these shadow demons. But there's also another enemy type here, which is immune to impaling damage, so it's now basically just choosing between what kind of what kind of damage type you want to use. So that's why I think I'll just stick using, no pun intended, I'll stick to using this magical staff. It's not the best weapon, but it's kind of it's something that can damage anything, so. First we have to find a way to get to the top of that. This lever is stuck, so first we have to find a way to unstuck the lever and also going to have enemies who are going to be immune to impale, so just like skeletons. There's one right there. Gargoyles. As you can see, they're immune to impale damage, immune to electric damage, immune to poison damage, and very resistant to cutting. So pretty much the best damage types are blunt and acid. Let's see. Two-handed mace that we found. It was like right before we went to the correct cone. The mines, Tower Orders. Yes, it's reading time, just for the little bit of lore. There have been reports of increased nocturnal activity from the dwarves in the mountain below, so keep your eyes open. Because of this, the Avatar has requested that the citadel remain closed and the bridge retracted. However, you have been drilled in how to extend it if need be. So we have to find a way to extend the bridge before we can Archon level up. Yeah, Action Mace. Yeah, spells. Well, haste is yeah, in fact, haste spell is basically active effect for all of us, all of these heroes. So that's also one of the reasons why we do so many attacks. I mean, it's partially also tied to your weapon skill that you're using. And of course, if you're dual wielding weapons, that gives you extra attacks. Okay. I should probably save my game before something terrible happens. I'm talking about these acceleration issues. Very old game engine. Doesn't always want to agree with more modern and more powerful computer systems. That's why on saving your game but also setting your cycles to relatively low level is also you can help to mitigate the issue. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Oh shoot. Oh. Yeah, fall damage. Wait, is this the one I want to go to? Okay. Yeah, I think this is me. Yeah. Skills work in this game that they go from 0 to basically 1000, and with the cast spell skill, let's say, it determines partially what kind of spells you can learn, and the most difficult spells that you can learn requires a spell skill of 200. But that doesn't mean that 200 is the most amount of skill that you should have in spellcasting if you want to be a spellcaster. Because another thing where this skill affects is the potency of your spells. So the higher your skill is, it basically gives like so-called bonus levels to your another switch over there. Makes them more powerful. So normally the way that you increase the sort of the level or potency of a spell is just putting more spell points into them. You know, investing extra spell points above the base cost. But spells also gain extra potency for when your skill level goes up. So oh, the rock is almost. We're gonna need an old-fashioned healing spell here. The standard healing spell. But like maybe this much. The rock can also. Yeah. These shadow demons, they are not joking around. Okay, before we drop down, I'm gonna want to drop another save here. Because the fall damage can do. Okay. Well, that's nice. At least we didn't take any fall damage for now. Now that here is the entrance to the Radiant Citadel. And now that we flip the two switches in the towers, we can oh, she leveled up. Let's see. Maybe put like a couple of points to on fencing or knives. Maybe fencing is the. Yeah, I'll put like 2 points to firearms. Maybe the rest to fencing. Cast spells, block picking. Oh, well, merchant skill is not really necessary anymore. Fast talking. Yeah, just put the lock picking. Why not? And maelstrom. Alright then. Weapons do have strength requirements, and this weapon has a relatively high strength requirement, so she's also not very. Even though she has very high skill, she's gonna be lacking in strength department, so yeah, we'll keep that. Nice. That's that. The entrance to the Radiant Citadel, silent and dark, beckons to you. The usual comforts you would expect are gone. There's nothing here but a cold chill. Gargoyles. Statue behind there. I was mistaking that for a gargoyle. Death. Sure. Yeah, as you can see, Drasil does nothing to this guy because he's immune to impale damage. We're gaining levels quite fast. Yeah, just keep pushing. I'm sure 200 in the knowledge is more than enough. We should already be able to identify all the aspects of the enemies. Oh, spell. I don't know. Well, maybe acid rain, right? Because those gargoyles, they are. That's actually the one spell effect which is good against them. Strange that this skull should be sitting in the middle of the courtyard. However, it looks as if it has been here for some time. The Grand Hall, described in countless Bart's stories, is a pale reflection of how you envisioned it. The slimy walls and the stained floor are a testament to the nocturnal's presence here. I mean, these enemies, they do a lot of damage when they hit you, so... I guess there's nothing to it, they just keep casting healing spells. You know what? We should probably give this one to Brazil, because he's a strong fighter and he's a polearms guy. So he definitely has more than enough strength to use this weapon properly. In these sorts of games, you should basic chest, changes, flail, and some gold. Oh yeah, drop and drop. You notice a lump under the mattress reaching underneath. You put out a small flask. Light elixir. Yeah, it's a potion that increases your intelligence by 1 permanently. So yeah, we'll give it to our wizard. Why not? Oop. Yeah, that's why it's kind of worthwhile. Exploration. Okay. Let's stick to the main hall for now. Behind it, so maybe. Chest of gold. 500. A lot of doing much better now that he got a proper weapon to use. Magic barrier, ice massage, far? Oh. Maybe magic barrier. Oh, I think I just made a mistake. I accidentally cast a spell that I didn't want to. Let's say heal. Let's say like 70-point heal. And maybe about the same amount to rock. Come on. Mouse is... Yes. Just having a little trouble. Oh. Again, we level up. Killing it with the XP here. So just... This way. Oh. This game also has basically an infinite amount of enemy spawns. Now what will be a stop thrust with this? Just because that, you know, when it's Drazel's turn, he's gonna do about 1.5 million attacks. Oh yes, Ray's dead. And none of them will do anything. So, in the interest of saving some time, well, this is the steps down, yes. Which I'm not actually sure what probably I mean, while I have played this game many times before, but even I don't know or necessarily even remember all the details. Sure, like a couple of points to firearms just to round off. I think 200 points in stealth is actually more than enough. So, fencing, well, 2 points to spells and 10 to lockpicking. Banish. Once the wonderful aromas of fresh bread, cooking stews, and meats filled this kitchen. Now the smell of burnt flesh hangs in the air. Whatever the nocturnals are cooking, you wish no part of it. Oh yeah, there's a combat plan. We don't have a key to open that. Let's see. I think one of these pathways is trapped. I don't remember which one. So I'll try this one. Yeah, I think this one was the safe one. The other one is trapped. The banquet hall, once a place filled with the boisterous conversations of the older knights, now lies in ruin. Rotting food is spilled on the floors, the grand oak table shattered into splinters. The only things feeding here are maggots. Yeah, pole arms. And cast spells. Sure, fireball. Cast 8 bulk. That 8 spell is mostly used for just removing ill effects, but also does a little bit of healing. As a healing spell, it's not very cost effective, even though everything. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of gargoyles. Sure, you can attack a gargoyle. You can attack. You can just do a feint and then torn regalia on the walls indicates that this room once served a regal function, but what that may have been is beyond your guess. Investigate. Yeah, let's just make him do a stop thrust. Basically, what stop thrust is doing is that you're not actually attacking this round, but rather you're just raising your spear. And, if you get attacked, then basically this allows you to do a counter attack. I mean, it would be pointless trying to attack the gargoyles with that. Radiant plate. Oh, okay. Yeah, give it to Delias. This sort of upper ledge. And have to go in order to so more reading. Corbing, the nocturnals are upon us. I have locked the gate to the second level, but I fear that I am too late. I will secure the key in the library. You know which one. Remember, knowledge opens doors. nasty hits to rock. I mean, yeah, the shadow demons, they are not terribly difficult to take down, but they do, when they hit, they do a lot of damage. So, very much glass cannons. Yeah. It's dark and dismal. The golden throne, once polished and glittering, is stained and tarnished. The Nocturnals wasted no time in desecrating this room. Oh, gargoyles. So, stop thrust for their usual things. Oh, that was oh, where are we? Here. Again, another gargoyle. Sure, see secrets. Yeah, so the library should be on this part of the keypad. Wow, we're just leveling up left and right. Actually, just throw everything to picking up. Cheap chest. Yeah, okay. Maggots. Poison dart, maybe. Sure, go for acid rain. Maybe 30 point. But defensive spell, healing spell, like the haste. The air here is musty, filled with the pungent odor of rotting hay, blood spattered on the walls. Blood spattered on the walls tells the fate of the horses. Maybe it should be like splatters, blood splatters on the walls tells the fate of horses that resided here. The stable master's quarters are a mess. All the furniture is ruined and the blood covers the walls. Apparently, the stable master met the same fate as the horses. Basically, the stable master's note. The steeds have been acting funny lately. I could swear that something was growing out of the backs of some of them. Looked almost like wings. Corbin wasn't around to examine them, and now they're gone. I don't like this. 2 of the stable boys were injured today when the mounts kicked them. I've heard that animals are sensitive to bad things happening. If this is any indication, we're in for something big. Looks like yeah, just stop thrust. Huh. That is the stables. Where's the library? Where is the... well, not here. The things in this barrel are best left undescribed. Okay. I think this might be the kitchen area. Morning Star. Just a basic mace weapon. Basic chest. Admit. Even though I've played this game many times, even I get lost here. Oh my god, there's a lot of a lot of spellcasting skill already more than 600. Very impressive. Let's say as it the air is full of the musty odor of rotten books. Although the castle has only recently been inhabited by nocturnals, their presence is already affecting the citadel. And even sure, yes, cast the spell. Yeah, cast the spell. Sure, fencing, lockpicking. Banish, maybe. Players can cast reading on card. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's time to save. Okay, found the These books cover part of the history of the Radiant Order. A shame there's no time to read them all. Many of these books are on subjects that even the Radiant Order doesn't. Strange, all of these books on these shelves are in no particular order, as if no one cared about them. Something must have gone through all of the books on this shelf. They are all blank. puzzles. Basically how you get distracted by all these fights all the time. Look at yeah, defensive. But then the gargoyle was attacked. I was just trying to find a way upper level of the library, this upper ledge. But I think this is now gonna have to be it for now. I've been recording, I don't even know how long. I haven't been keeping track of time. So this is the end of this episode for now. And when we return, we'll continue exploring the Radiant Citadel and this also this library. Okay, bye bye.